I don't know about y'all, but I cannot write a story until I've named my characters and I am thoroughly happy with it. I could plan it, plot it, outline it, do whatever, but I cannot actually start writing a chapter until I have their names solidly in my mind. I created a GPT a while back, and I recently created some Sudowrite plugins. So this is the GPT, and I'm just going to click one of these, and it should pop up with telling you it needs a template. There we go. I'm just going to list out and enter these. And for any of them that you don't know, you can say no preference or no idea. So genre, I'm going to say fantasy. Key traits. There's no specific wording you need to use. You can actually just say any and be done with it if you wanted to pick some things. And let's just say I didn't know the questions to all of these. I could, of course, just say, it's a fantasy. I don't have any preference on any of the others. Please go ahead and generate. You don't have to be this formatted about it. Right, so just on fantasy, really no preference on any of these other things, but easy to pronounce name. You need 3 suggestions. And again, you could have done a simpler response. I've actually just told it no preference on anything at all and let it do what it wanted. So it'll come back. Oh, Elora is overused. Little version of Elora that we always get. Others are pretty good. That's how you can use the GPT. A friend tested it out, John Creasaw. He actually had it make up a backstory for the name too. So he picked the one that he liked and asked it for the backstory. And then he asked it to create an image from the name once he was happy with everything. So that works really well. Let's go with, I like Kyron. Right, so here's our backstory. Indicates with the natural elements. So it might be possible to get some story ideas from here. I'm just gonna let this finish up. Got our nicknames, Rand. I like that actually. And then creating the image. Not bad. I also actually pictured a black-haired person with the name. That silver hair is okay. So that is the GPT, the name my character GPT. I do have this document made up, so I will post this in the description. Has the GPT link down here. If you're a Sudowrite user, it will have these plugin versions. So with the plugins, I have the Mixtral, Mythomax, and Goliath. When I tested out all the models, these were the 3. I liked something about what each of them gave to me, so I went ahead and created one for each. And I did try to put the credits. I can't remember what Mythomax was, but I think it was like 50 or 100 credits. Now remember, Goliath is currently not fully outputting, so it may cut off the response for the last generation. That's really nothing I can do at the moment. I have asked Sudowrite team to look into it because all of my plugins that use Goliath tend to do this with its naturally short output. So I'm hoping with their tweaking, they can fix that for us. Let's look at these versions because John Creason played around with it, tested it out since he had tested my GPT for me. And he realized that you can interact with these plugins. And actually, I need to go back to them because you will have to copy the template. There, I'll use the same template, so you can grab one from any of them. I'm just going to grab this. And I gave you some examples. So again, we could tell any, none, stuff like that. But you got to copy the template. Paste it here with this. Let me just format this really quick so I can see it better. So I'm going to tell it 3. And you can also delete the whole section. If you don't want the name, significance, additional criteria, none of that, you could just delete the whole thing, all of this. The only thing you cannot do is I cannot leave this blank and not put anything after the little header. It needs to say any, none. If I don't want to put anything at all, I need to delete the entire thing. Keep that in mind. Character background. And I'm going to go ahead and run it. So you highlight the whole thing, whichever version you picked. Let's find it in our list that is growing ever long. And I think I'm going to use Goliath. Goliath is my favorite. It's just annoying that it doesn't give that full output. I don't know why Laura came up as the first one. We all know that's way overused in fantasy. Let's say, and copy that right here. Copy it all now. Oh, wait, sorry, I need to put my command first. So this is what John Creason was showing me to do. He actually played around with interacting with it. I'm going to tell it make them more unique. Also provide nicknames. I'm just going to highlight the whole conversation now. And you could actually go to a different one. In theory, let's try it. When John and I were playing with it, we stayed in the same one. Well, let me go to Mixtral. And it follows it. Okay, good. These are better. I'm going to copy it again. Now I don't have to actually highlight all of this. I could just put the name that I like. But just for the sake of continuing the interaction, we have the K. Okay, kale. I think I like that. Actually, doesn't really sound feminine, but I still like it. So again, I'm going to highlight the whole thing just so it has that whole story of what I'm doing. I'm going to say, let's make it a male. Give me a backstory for this character. I'm going to run Mixtral again because we know Mixtral is cheap. So the Goliath one typically ran about 1,000 credits. That's why I showed it here. Then, of course, as you keep using it and highlighting more, the cost will go up. So that's another good reason to go to Mixtral. And like I said, I could have actually deleted the first one, third one, just put the Kaylin in here and highlighted that. And then it gives that output. So just remember, if you want to continue copy over what it gives you, make any changes you need if you're not liking something. I would imagine it would actually work if you put in some commands. So let's think about this. I could tell it, give me two ideas, or let's see if this will work. So I'm going to ask for give me two ideas for the noble lineage. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this since it doesn't apply. So I'm telling it these two things. I want to see if this works to give it instructions. Give me two ideas for the noble lineage. Describe the ancient relic in detail. And let's see if it works. Yeah, there's the ancient relic description. However, I don't see the noble lineage. Reading through it real quick. So it does work because it gave us the ancient relic description. However, it didn't grab the other two. So let me look at it real quick. I wonder, give me two ideas for the noble lineage. Could have been my wording. Maybe I should say, give me two ideas for the noble family he could come from, or something along those lines. I've been more specific with it. But that is how to use the plugins for the Name My Character. Let me show you the cost. So we started with Goliath right here, and you can see just under 1,000. That is for the original one. And then John was testing with Goliath, and he noticed it went up about 500 credits each time. So for all of these additional highlights, I expect another 500 credits. But we started with Goliath, and then we switched to Mixtral right here. And you can see much smaller, and then up to 119 for all of that last highlight that we did, which was all of this. So I would start with Goliath. Like I said, this was a bad example, but it generally gives, in my opinion, the more unique names out of all the models. So test it out. Again, there are those three versions here: Mixtral, Mythomax, Goliath, and they will be right here in that document sheet. So I hope this helps y'all have fun with playing with your characters. It was really awesome to watch John play with it. He started off just playing with the plugin, finding a name he liked, and then by the end of it, I believe he actually ended up with a 3-book series, and on top of that, ended up with a prequel series idea. So it was a blast to watch him, the mad scientist of Sudowrite, at work. So hopefully y'all have just as much fun with them, and thank y'all for watching. Bye.